I caught it or not, and I don't know if it was a fly or like a little bit of, like a fluff.
That was that was
I,
some
there's no,
like
I don't think I caught anything if it was a fly.
that would have been really impressive.
All right,
Like,
before we get into it, let me get up and grab a coffee and make sure that and
all
my
right,
coffee cake.
get some coffee cake.
All right, I'll be right back.
Actually, I shall probably do the same.
Coffee. Did Prika go to bed? What good animals? What good beasts?
Okay. See, we got everything set here. Hate this squeaky chair. Again with this squeaky chair. Okay. Oh, this stupid chair. It just squeaks to no end. And I can't fix it.
You cannot fix?
I cannot fix the squeak of the chair.
Oh, I need some WD-40, motherfucker. So do you.
Yes, it's either WD-40 or I just need to tighten up whatever's loose on this fucking thing. Like, it's insane. I'm creaking like, whoa. Oh, I need to queue up some music too. Uh, let's see. Yes, this one. How does this go? Okay. That's fine. Okay. That works perfectly. I'm gonna get my light ready. All right. Ready to get started? Let's stretch. Okay. Yeah, you ready to go?
Hello.
Hello. There you are. You ready to go?
Yeah, what's going on?
All right. So, yeah, I'm gonna start this off, and then we'll I'll give everybody the lowdown.
There's a lowdown?
There's a lowdown. To what has occurred.
Oh.
Up to
What
this
has
point.
occurred? Oh, are we going to do a recap?
We're going to do a slight canon recap to what happened from the last episode, yes. So.
Oh, we never found an actor to play Bert Handsome.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the Bert Handsome. That's still going to be Pete whenever he's good to go. But we'll save that for another day. But we'll still have Bert Handsome at some point.
Okay.
But for right now, we're going to start off by doing this. Just a very simple, creepy tone. And a lone man in the middle of a room.
A dark
Reading.
room.
A very dark room.
More traps to catch more creatures.
Oh, what is that I hear from the darkness?
More traps to catch more creatures.
That is... It could be that, or it could be CuyaDK.
Oh my god, I'm so bright. It's just, I don't know, yeah, man.
Yeah, so, right now, we,
Where are we?
Well, first of all, I'm Thrash Cashew.
What is this oubliette we find ourselves in? Sorry.
Well, no, it's okay.
What's your name?
Well, I'm of course Thrash Cashew, and that's CuyaDK. And we are currently trapped in between dimensions.
Oh, that's what this is?
Currently. It's sort of a little introduction / whatever. We are conscientious of what has occurred now. That we are trapped in between dimensions, but once we transcend back into our realm, we won't remember a thing. Except
in the Dark Tower, they call this Toadash space.
Toadash space?
Yes, the darkness between worlds where bigger and stranger beasts lurk.
Interesting. Well, to give an explanation of what has occurred to us, we have been kidnapped by an interdimensional being who, according to the U.S. government, is trying to drive mankind insane by regaling all of mankind's weirdest moments to us, for us to regale back to you, to drive you all insane. So the monster could potentially take over the world, but you know the CIA has been wrong before.
That's the plot line. That's where we're at. That's very convoluted. That's the I'm not sure what the
Yeah, we have some severe plot line happening here. And for no good reason whatsoever, other than the fact that I wanted to make this as goofily convoluted as possible.
Well, good. Good.
So that
you gotta know what you want as a writer.
I'm glad that I'm I threw that dart and I'm hitting the mark. That's good. Just unnecessarily convoluted. So we'd found out that we were in Dublin, Wisconsin, which was basically like a Bermuda Triangle sort of phenomenon in the middle of the northern part of Wisconsin. We were going to eventually be thwarted by another CIA operative, a Monsieur Crépierre Baguette came in and tried to blow up the monster with a nuclear device, and he unfortunately fell into a crevasse and exploded himself in 1,000,000 dimensions worth of nuclear bombs.
Remember that Garth Marenghi book from the 90s where they blow up the devil with an atomic bomb?
I do remember that one. That was a good book. Like what?
I read a...
Like one of the best authors of all time. But that's for the topic for the evening. But,
Okay.
But
let's finish recapping.
Yep. Oh, well, this is pretty much the end of the recap until yeah, we now bring you to some random spot in America. We don't know where, we don't know what, but we bring you to that, and we'll see you on the other side, if we remember.
Oh, blah, 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 blah.
Blarky blark blark. What in the Stam Hill was that? Wow. That was something.
Look at this fucking coffee cake.
Dude, that's a delicious looking coffee cake. I like that.
It's bomb ass.
Wow.
I'm entranced.
I'm entranced by that coffee cake. I had completely forgotten whatever we were doing up until this very point now. All I can think about is that coffee cake now. That looks really good. That looks really good.
I've been obsessed with coffee cakes and coffee all day. It's not good. It gives me incredible shaky anxiety and sweats.
That's the same with me and coffee. Yeah, me and coffee don't get along either, which is unfortunate because I absolutely love coffee.
Which is unfortunate for me because I drink 3 pots a day.
That's a lot of coffee.
It's getting bad.
Oh, shit. Well, you know what would go really well with that coffee cake? It's a place to sit and maybe a television. You know, that I think that would be very worthwhile.
Yeah, let's put on the TV. Watching TV is my favorite thing to do.
I do enjoy TV. Hey, look, there's a couch over there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't sit on hard gravel in the desert with your butt.
No, you don't know who or what's going to be out here.
Oh, is that his new one?
Oh, from
like a couple years ago.
Oh my gosh, yes, that seems to be a copy of Garth Marenghi's new book, Terror Tome. Actually, Incarcerate, I believe, is the newest one, but
Incarceratably?
Incarcerate.
Incarcerate.
It's supposed to be his newest one. But yeah, now that we're back at the couch, happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to Thought That Was Weird. Season 2, baby. We're here.
Isn't that an old one? I feel like
Terror Tome?
I feel like no, the one about the rat.
Incarcerate? No, the other one.
Isn't there something about a rat coming to life or a human turning into a rat?
That is called. Hold on, I actually found.
Do you have a list of his published works?
I have a list of his published works as well as the synopsis of the works, which I had to do some deep diving.
Oh, it's hard to find. These books are hard to get these days.
Oh yeah, you can't find it anywhere. You can't really find them anywhere except for the
Except the new one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Beelzebub Books, which is owned by Dean Lerner, of course, hasn't exactly done very well. But anyway, the book that you were talking
Yeah.
about was called Black Fang, where a
Dean Lerner is a piece of shit.
he is.
I heard he slapped a kid on the set of that show.
he slapped a kid. Apparently there was like some angry parents or whatever. Some people had to be paid off, but at the end of the day, I guess the kid was okay. Only had some mild bruising or something like that. But apparently the story was about it was a book called Black Fang, and apparently it was about a rat that steals a bus.
Oh, okay. Okay, that rings a bell. Yeah, Rat Bus. Yep.
And a rat,
Okay.
and a
This
rat,
one is Rat Goes to Jail, the new one?
a rat rides a bus, and a rat and its rat brethren take over an 8 parliament. Is apparently the concept.
Merry Ratmas to you, Iggy. I think that's the third.
Rats off.
Merry Ratmas is the third one in the trilogy, where a rat delivers presents.
That's awesome. I would be down for that.
Fuck, I'm gonna need more coffee already. Like seriously, this is ridiculous. Like, what's the matter with me? I'm chugging coffee and coffee cake like a breakfast monster all day. Like some character out of a Garth Marenghi book that's gonna end up growing cinnamon crunchies out of my hands and forehead.
It's like that Stephen King novel Thinner, but instead of thinner, you turn into a coffee cake.
Yeah, you know the one gray matter that we talked about with the blobs?
Yeah.
And the guy drinks beer and turns into a yeast blob.
That sounds awesome.
It's kind of cool. It's a good way to go if you want to.
That's a fun concept. But yeah, it's just very bizarre that this novel ended up on the couch today, because that just so happens to be what we're going to be discussing today. Hold on, really quick. I gave you a really big head by accident.
I wonder if there's a way to. Can I just dim a whole monitor? Would I have to like?
I think that's
press a button on the monitor.
I think that's possible. I think that's doable. But here, let us proceed to the other TV room with our obnoxiously big TV that looks like our other TV. But yeah, today we'll be discussing Garth Marenghi, horror writer, author, dreamweaver, visionary, plus actor.
I think there was one where someone eats like a chocolate cake and becomes like some kind of syrupy chocolate man. A Garth Marenghi shorts. One of the short stories, yeah.
Really?
Which are really gibberish, by the way. If you think his novels are weird, his short stories are just like blistering nonsense. People turning into chocolate monsters and monkeys. How is there not just like a brightness slider anywhere? Disregard what I'm saying.
No, it's okay. I was just looking at so I happened upon the website for the original Dark Place television show, and on it was like Garth Marenghi's like official website, and there it had like the plot of at least 10 of his books.
Okay.
All of which are no longer available due to the.
Are they not published at all? The ones that were under, is it called Beelzebub books or?
Beelzebub Books.
Beelzebub books. Okay.
Which later Dean Lerner turned into Devil Press.
That's
what
correct.
it was
Okay,
later
yeah.
it was later known as. But Garth Marenghi, again, totally real dude. Like, totally the pinnacle of manhood. Like, this guy, he's a total ass. I would put him kind of on par with oh goodness. He's almost like I wouldn't even probably put him as that far, but he's almost like the Martin Shkreli of horror authors, I would say.
What, Marenghi?
he's a very narcissistic, prickish sort of character.
Oh, but do people hate him?
No.
Well, okay. I don't even. When I think of that, I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name. But when I think about him, I don't think, "Wow, that guy was a prick." I think, "Wow, everybody hates that guy."
Yeah. Well, I mean, it depends on who you talk to. I mean, if you talk to Dean Lerner, of course, he's going to probably talk very highly about him. But if you talk to anyone else, like, it's a toss-up in what you might get. Let's see here. Making sure I got all my ducks in a row here. Yep. Okay, so let's start with the plot of this show, because this show it kind of came out of nowhere in the mid '80s, and
All right, so we're talking about the original, not when they not the When was the re-release? Actually, I mean, even that's old by now.
Well, the re-release was in 2004 by BBC4.
I have no idea if there are even buttons. I can't believe I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
okay.
falling into a hyperfixation hole about this fucking monitor, and I'm gonna stop now. I don't even feel like buttons anywhere.
There's no buttons anywhere.
No, and I'm fucking around with the settings. I'm gonna stop. I'll stop right now.
No, it was just funny because because like you're flashing your light off in the distance, and it looks like some sort of alien celestial beam was coming into your your room.
There's what is that guy, J.J. Abrams, the Star Trek guy? Yeah. He does a lens flare. Especially the first Star Trek movie, he was I think he got made fun of so much about that lens flare that he stopped doing it because of the first Star Trek movie he did.
Yeah, it was every other scene was a lens flare, which made absolutely no sense to me.
But just all over the fucking place. Knocking this shit out of the park. All right, check it out. I'm not even going to fuck with it. I'm just going to turn it off. And all right, how's that?
Oh.
How's that for spooky? All right, am I doing it now? Now am I spooky?
You're doing the spookums,
bud. You think is that all right? Okay, great. I'm gonna go get a cup of coffee. I'm so sorry.
No worries. Go grab a cup.
That I'm like this. All right.
Well,
what's up?
We'll be
New
right
York.
Back, and I will cue the "Be Right Back" music.
Yo. Oh yeah, we forgot entirely. Did it, we dove right into it today. I'm excited to talk about this motherfucker. I would get in trouble for bringing these books home from the library all the time. My mom hates this guy. I'll tell you that.
So we completely forgot to do the intro. So anyway, here's Wonderwall. Okay, now we did this
Wonderwall
proper.
did our Wonderwall did that theme song?
Yeah, you know that band Wonderwall?
Yeah, I didn't know that they wrote our theme song.
Totally. Um, but yeah. So today, as we discussed before, we were going to be talking about Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. This show came out sometime in the mid '80s. It has been the center of a lot of controversy, from the story within itself, as well as the production to Garth Marenghi himself, as well as uh, so, again, a lot of things on set that happened were absolutely petrifying. Um, and quite frankly, almost it like this show wasn't almost set to air because of the absolutely horrible things that happened on set, as well as of course, the kind of how do I explain this? The sort of mystique of a lot of these characters in the show uh, have caused a lot of questionability to where the production money came from to do this show,
Oh, okay.
as well as the death and disappearance of multiple staff members,
Oh, really?
crew members. Yes. But
I
we'll
didn't
first.
know the TV show. I didn't know the production of the show itself was so troubled.
Oh yes, extremely troubled. But we'll first start off with what the premise of this show is, and so this is, um, Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. According to Garth himself, within the interviews that he does in between the actual show's segments of what they have left of the actual show. Um, so the show is an anthology about this hospital called Dark Place, set in uh, what is it? In Romford, England, and it stars, of course, our famed author here, Garth Marenghi, as Dr. Rick Douglas, who is like considered to be this maverick doctor, almost like a Dr. House type, too smart for his own good, and just treats everyone like they're stupid. So Rick Douglas here, prior to working at Dark Place, was very into the occult and was a self-proclaimed warlock. Uh, Back in his school days, after he, of course, was in Vietnam and the Falkland Wars. Uh, one night with a friend of his from med school, a guy named Larry Renwick, who we meet in the first episode of Dark Place, they had opened up a portal to a dark dimension to which they had never closed. Renwick had then gone.
This is very loosely based on a true story, by the way.
And also very loosely based off of melodies originally whistled by Garth Marenghi.
Right.
Yes.
Which was based on the story of this Douglas war hero that existed in Britain.
Oh, really? There was an actual.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah, Douglas is a real guy. This is like loosely based. The Marenghi story was loosely based on a real guy, and then the show was based on on his stories. I think that that story about Melody's Whistle or whatever, I think that was just like one short story that they ended up making one of these episodes based on, and then the rest of the series is based on other short stories that he had written. So it's all these little premises, but they took the main premise and Douglas from that one story.
That's as far as I understand. Yeah. According to Todd Rivers, one of the other members of the main cast here, he said that the show was initially meant to be a full-length film.
Okay.
At one point. Excuse me. So that adds up. That makes sense to me. That's wild. I didn't know that part. But that's cool though. So Rick Douglas opens up a portal with his friend Larry Renwick. Renwick goes insane and was unable to close the portal. Renwick somehow ends up at Dark Place Hospital where Douglas works at. Just great writing, great happenstance.
Yeah. Maybe it was fate.
Yeah. I mean, it was definitely fate that Renwick had gone so insane that he went on a killing rampage of over 20 salmon at a fish farm.
Right. Yeah. The fish ship.
Mm-hmm. And because of the dark portal that they had opened, he brought this evil onto Dark Place, and thus, along with let me get these people queued up here, along with Lucien Sanchez and Dr. Elizabeth Asher. They have to basically episodically deal with weird supernatural phenomenon every single episode. So
1980s Monster of the Week kind of thing.
Yeah, very much a Monster of the Week type of show. But we of course almost also forgot one of the stars of the show, of course, and producer. That's Mr. Dean Lerner playing the part of the boss, Mr. Thornton Reed. Probably some of the best acting in television today.
Oh, you like it? You like his portrayal? You know that he was not a trained actor at all.
No, he wasn't.
They were like, we need a body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And read these. I mean, given the circumstance, he did a fine job.
According to Lerner, he himself said that he told Garth that he couldn't act, but Garth said
he can't. He can't.
No, he cannot. But what was it? Dean said that Garth had told him that he didn't want an act, that he wanted the truth.
Which is reading your lines off a script.
And that was some truth. Along with, just magically holding on to a cup of coffee in comparison to a shovel. That does occur in the show too.
The editing in this show is atrocious. I don't know what happened. A lot of A lot of the rest of the show is pretty good. The editing is monstrous,
So
in my opinion.
So from
I don't know if Dean Lerner fucking edited it, but probably he probably did.
Well, let me give you some basic ideas about like what went into building up the show. So this show was originally 50 episodes. There were 50 episodes of Dark Place.
Did they cut it at 8 like Kindred?
No, what happened was, for one, there was some major issues with at least according to Garth Marenghi, there were some issues with the MI8, which are, and I quote, oh shit, where did that quote go?
Those are the guys from Warcraft.
I have no idea what Warcraft is, like what MI8 is in Warcraft, but
they're the same.
But he basically claimed
it might be called MI6.
That they're like MI6 except 2 times more important and more secretive.
No, +2.
+2, pretty much. and secret operations and things like that. And apparently, they took much like Tom Clancy with the CIA. The MI8 took a lot of Garth's writing very seriously, as he seemed to have known too much.
A lot of his stuff was, a lot of his, more than what I've already mentioned, a lot of his stuff was based on true stories that he had heard from maybe this Douglas character. I don't know if they knew each other.
It's a possibility.
Yeah.
But, so, yeah, the show was created somewhere in the mid-'80s. There were 50 episodes. Half of the episodes were accidentally dumped into the Thames River.
Oh, I think I heard about this. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
So Dean Lerner.
Yeah, on Betamax? Like cassettes were dumped into the river?
He had straight film.
This was filmed on film?
This was done on film for that era. That's not too
wacky.
Far off, but
it's not impossible, no, but for a show that seems to have the budget that this did, it's surprising.
And where is it? So in an interview, Lerner stated that he had been raided by police, to which led to him dumping the evidence of whatever he was accused of, as well.
That guy was a fucking warlock.
He was in fact the warlock of warlocks.
That guy was a fucking Satanist.
And he was raided by police, and he was dumping the evidence. He had apparently accidentally dumped half of the episodes of Dark Place into the water, into the Thames River.
Wow. Wow. Lost forever. Holy shit.
Mm-hmm. And the other episodes were just never purchased, and I believe we're just kind of lost forever inside the BBC studio somewhere. According to Dean in an interview, he said that well, of course, let's throw a picture of our boy Dean Lerner up here. There he is. What's up, Dean?
There he is.
So it was suggested that he had to do some real shady dealings to get this show off the ground. He apparently had a so I guess we'll start with him really quick. He was a publisher, of course, of like horror novels, as well as like nudie magazines, fetish magazines, erotic novels, and he had owned a couple of gentlemen's clubs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sleazy.
I know, right? What was it? He was completely unaware of how to actually shop a show out to channels and things like that. So
I'm sure it's tough.
Yeah, he unfortunately was under the impression that you completely make the show and then you try and sell it.
Yes, okay.
So in an interview, he revealed that he fronted his own money to produce the show, and it was only after trying to sell the finished show to channels that he was told by studios, and I quote, "I'm sorry, we didn't ask you to make this."
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And again, I quote from Dean. He responded, "Do you ask everyone to make a show? Because that's news to me, sweetheart." I'm. Do you ask everyone to make a show? Like he was
Wow.
completely unaware that like
Well, the industry
yeah,
works. Yeah.
yeah, it's
And which
completely.
is obvious.
I,
It's obvious that this is a guy that one day was like, I think I'll finance a show, and you know what? I want full control. Which is, he could have financed this and hired someone else to produce and direct it.
he had
But
yeah, I mean, he even had the money to he was trying to finance right before Dark Place. He was trying to finance a production of Othello.
Oh, okay,
With
yeah.
Mr. T.
That's great. That would have been great.
But according to Dean Lerner,
they should have gotten Mr. T and Gilbert Gottfried.
Well,
who played Iago in that other thing.
Yeah. They tried to get Mr. T, but apparently he was not willing to fly over to England to do the play.
Oh, Mr. T doesn't like England?
No, he just doesn't like flying.
Ah, okay.
Because he's very much like his character on the A-Team, apparently.
Oh, BJ Baracus doesn't like to fly? He drives a van.
Yeah, he doesn't like flying. They have to knock him out every time that he flies.
Oh.
I think that was like part of the canon of the show or something like that. And but more about the production of Dark Place. So the show up until 2004 didn't have a run whatsoever, except for in Peru, where they aired the 8 episodes that they did have. And apparently the production of the show, like it was almost very oh god, what's his name? It was very Kubrick-esque.
Oh, what? With him yelling at people and abusing Shelley Duvall?
A lot of abusing Shelley Duvall for no good reason. A lot of
man.
Yeah, which we'll get into. Like he has a very severe sexism problem within his writing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just super duper sexist. According to Dean Lerner, once he and this is on Dean Lerner's favorite character of all time. He says, I quote, "Although I've always admired Babs Landerton, the vigilante tick expert and amateur Egyptologist from Garth's 1979 novel, The Deadly Dust, incidentally his only female protagonist to survive more than 6 chapters."
Your Deadly Dust rules, by the way.
Yeah, that was a good book. I mean, I learned a lot about Egypt from reading that. But yeah, this show was just riddled with major issues, and let alone one of the probably more blatant, petrifying things was what's going on here? There we go. Was the fact that, of course, the actress Madeline Wool, as Dr. Liz Asher, she completely disappeared. And not much is known about her. And according to the website, the Garth Marenghi website, her biography simply reads, and I quote, "An enigma of enigmas. Madeline Wool's history is wrapped in secrets, partly because no one ever asked."
Oh, yeah, okay. That seems about right for the crew here. Yeah, that sounds, yeah.
And has been stated before by staff and and Marenghi himself, one of the best animal impersonators of this or any other age.
Oh, when she acted like a chimpanzee.
When she acted like a chimpanzee in the Apes of Wrath.
Is that yeah, the Apes of Wrath. That's a pretty good one.
That was a good episode.
I like that one.
Mm-hmm. She is currently missing or presumed dead, and the weird thing is that Dean Lerner has been kind of making some kind of subtle nods to the fact that he could be potentially the one that made her disappear. Now,
he seems like yeah, and he's the kind of guy you wouldn't put it past.
No, he seems to have the money to do it. He seems to have the influence to go full blown like, government disappearance sort of shit,
Dean Lerner doesn't strike me as the type of guy that takes too long with any of his decisions. He seems like the type of guy that wants something done and just does it without considering.
Oh, absolutely.
What's gonna happen?
He's a real madman, and much like Marlon Brando and Christopher Walken. God, what was that woman on a boat that died that Walken and Marlon Brando were like near?
Shit. You tell me.
I thought you might have known that one. That's like a famous Hollywood story. Hold on, let me double check that. Walken missing woman boat. What happened on the boat between Christopher Walken and Natalie Wood? That's what happened. And Robert Wagner was there, apparently.
I don't know.
Apparently they were all on a boat, and then she had fallen off the boat, I guess, somehow, and it suggested that Wagner
Yikes.
and Walken were lovers, and apparently Natalie Wood was not too cool with that, and then they killed her and dumped her off the side of a boat. Or at least
that's the story?
That's the conspiracy of it. But
oh, okay.
Nobody knows what happened on that boat.
Okay.
But just in the same manner, nobody knows what happened to Madeline Wool. Crazy sad stuff. Let's see here. So going back to the headaches on set, Marenghi himself, had a very Kubrick-esque sort of persona on set. He apparently would arrive with very mild ideas of what to shoot for the day, but with no actual script.
Sure.
He would then, take a nap and dream about it for a little while, and then he would apparently write the rest of the episode that day.
Yeah, wow. I mean, that sounds exactly correct. Yep.
Yeah. Let's see here. It was also rumored that the production of the show was just generally cursed. Like there was actual occult phenomenon happening. And apparently the show was also canceled several times before it could even make it to air.
Yeah, it had people wouldn't put it on the air.
No.
In the 80s.
According to the website, before its first cancellation, it had already claimed several lives, caused 3 nervous breakdowns, and had been subject to at least 1 visitation.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. So Marenghi blamed the MI8, like we said before, and I found that quote now. MI8, which is actually, and I quote from Garth Marenghi, MI8, which is actually 3 levels above MI6, pulled the plug. And they did it because I knew the truth. They had files on everyone, but mainly on me.
Maybe they're called MI7 in Warcraft.
That might be it. I don't know. I don't play Warcraft. I don't know Lovecraft.
Good.
Good.
Yeah, really, really. Right, correct. Yeah.
When pressed about the canceling situation, Dean Lerner later added, "We've had word NATO may have been involved."
Wow.
NATO, out of all
That's
people. Just
bizarre.
yeah, I mean, again, like, several deaths had already occurred, and there was also, of course, let me see if I can find that picture here. Oh goodness, where did that picture of the temp go?
Oh, that guy. This guy's a meme.
Mm-hmm. Well, shit. Well, now I gotta find it again. And I hopefully won't get in trouble for showing this, because that's his tongue. It's his tongue, I swear. So apparently this actor got into he fell into a deep breakdown after the filming of the show. Hold on, let me
Oh, that's not the temp. That's a meme that I was thinking of.
oh well,
Um,
not a temp, excuse me,
Okay.
extra.
Oh, this guy had a real world. Okay.
Yeah, he had
Situation.
a severe real world breakdown. Was sincerely distressed after the scene of the show, which this eye thing ends up uh to the character, the patient character in the show. This monster was, and I quote, impregnating the man to death.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
And eventually gave birth to a little eye child.
Mm-hmm.
And according to the actor Todd Rivers,
Okay. Yeah.
where is he? Yeah, according to Todd Rivers, this guy, he had stated that this
This is not the guy that's on that vampire show, by the way.
no.
He's got a similar vibe.
Oh yeah, that guy. No, but that's and that's something we will definitely cover, because that man is obviously Matthew Berry.
Oh, they think that Matt Berry played the
Todd
actor
Rivers.
when
Yeah.
they like Kubrick moon landing to this TV show.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and so they say that Matt Berry actually played, but you're quoting Todd Rivers, who's an actual
I'm quoting
actor.
the actor, and of course
We're not into the conspiracy theory yet. Sorry.
No, that's fine. No, but yes, the actor Todd
But that's
Rivers.
not Matt Berry.
No, that is not Matt Berry. No,
Okay,
that is the actor Todd Rivers.
Yeah, this album rules, by the way.
Number one single in the UK, One Track Lover.
Incredible.
What a jam.
A perennial jam.
What a jam. But anyways, Todd said that the actor that was just a simple actor picked out of a random bunch, and he was not told about what he was going to do in that scene, nor what the scene was about until they started rolling. According to Marenghi, he said that he limited the set to around 10 to 12 crew, including himself, to limit the embarrassment of the young extra. And despite the scene, and again, despite this scene depicting a man being impregnated to death.
Mm-hmm. Grisly stuff for the time.
Oh yes.
Ahead of its time.
It was way ahead of its time. It was petrifying. It was thought provoking. It made people think: can the government continue to pay doctors peanuts?
Right.
Like actual monkeys. Again, the set had a lot of real severe issues, including an issue with Dean Lerner and Todd Rivers getting trashed and wandering around the set naked most of the time. And
Oh wow.
it was basically a
Wow.
gigantic, sexy romp more often than not on the Dark Place set.
I haven't heard about. Yeah, I hadn't heard about any kind of sexy romps going on during the production of the show.
According to Garth Marenghi, neither Dean nor Todd remembers any of the incidents. But since then, Todd Rivers has sought treatment and has sobered up, although can still be seen drinking a champagne on ice, which is the stupidest drink I've ever heard of.
Not bad.
Like again, like not like not like the bottle of champagne in a bin of ice, like pouring champagne over ice. That's stupid.
Yeah, it's okay.
That's nonsensical. That's like adding ice to your wine.
Sure, I've done that.
I feel like that one guy from Parks and Rec who just gets pissed off about everybody drinking wine the wrong way.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I recall that specifically.
It's been a minute. I can't remember what his name was, but let's see here. Well, I guess we'll delve into the into some of the conspiracy here. So it is suggested that Todd Rivers, Garth Marenghi, Dean Lerner, Liz Asher are not real people.
Okay, these actors.
These actors slash horror writer extraordinaire slash publisher and owner of Beelzebub Books and Devil Press. Apparently, these people are played by actors themselves. That's at least the conspiracy behind it. So
right, yeah.
So it is said that Garth Marenghi is played by this guy here. That is Matthew Holness, who has done other stints on shows like The Office.
The British Office?
Mm-hmm. As well as
weird. Wow.
And apparently had some writing credits to a oddly enough, and this is very strange, it had a connection to a show that Dean Lerner did in 2006 called Dean Lerner Man to Man. And apparently this man, Matthew Holness, did some writing on the show. That's a very strange coincidence, and it bugs me. It's like a Garth Marenghi novel. It's wild stuff.
The whole thing is, though this conspiracy theory could be a Garth Marenghi novel.
Absolutely, including the fact
that it's kind of like that one Addict Survivor, if you remember that one.
I don't believe I remember that one. No, what was
it? Was something like this. It had to do with a fake show, and the director was living in the actor's attic. They had made I don't recall exactly. It was the 90s, yeah.
That's a good one. And it was also.
But yeah, the conspiracy theory states that this show did not exist until 2004.
Yes.
Is that correct?
That is correct.
So like the original, the 80s show, people think it...
Garth Marenghi isn't real.
I remember this. It was on TV. I remember seeing it in the 80s.
I remember seeing it. And I remember...
Bears.
You can't miss that aesthetic, man. Like,
crazy.
Well, again, the only way that you would probably, like, were you in Peru in the 80s? Because that was the only.
I was. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, then yeah, you've been there. Then you remember what that first glorious release of that show was like.
Yeah, it was. People went crazy about it. The eyeball kid they hated.
Yeah. And it's also said that Dean Lerner is Richard Iowati. The guy that plays Moss from the IT crowd, really?
Dean Lerner is like 30 years older than this guy.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, and just a man's man. Like, well, I mean, in quotations, if you excuse the phrasing, but like he's big boots, man. And Rich Iowati generally plays a little more nerdier characters, or characters that are usually under somebody else's thumb. And you mean to tell me that Dean Lerner, the king of swing, is this guy? I don't believe it. I call nonsense. Let's see here. But yeah, I thought that was extremely strange.
It's a silly theory. It's a Berenstein Bears thing.
It's a very Berenstein Bears thing. And let alone that that actress Madeline Wool is actually this lady right here. This is what's her name? Alice Lowe.
I don't see the resemblance.
Mm-hmm. I don't see it either. But she's been in Shaun the Dead, Hot Fuzz, a handful of things. She's great, don't get me wrong, but I don't see her being Madeline Wool. And I think it is, completely I think it's completely disparaging to Madeline Wool's to the memory of Madeline Wool.
Oh yeah,
to keep
totally.
spreading these conspiracy theories. It makes no sense to me. As much as again, they've all of these actors, including oh God, who was it? Matthew Berry.
Right. Yeah. That's the big one. That's
the big one that really gets me, is that Matthew Berry is supposed to be Todd Rivers. Well, let me get this up there. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it at all.
No.
Todd
That's
Rivers,
a completely different guy. Insane. Yeah.
Two completely different people. But yeah, it really does blow me away how people can pull this sort of creepypasta nonsense.
Yeah, fully creepypasta. Yeah.
Truly ridiculous. What was I gonna say? So, and when pressed about these types of things, Garth will I found this quote from Garth that I think would really thoroughly explain this. People are afraid of what they can't understand. Jimmy Savile springs to mind. This show is light years ahead of its time. If I didn't need to write the program off as a tax loss, I probably wouldn't have had it shown till the fourth millennium, a time when man's evolution might mean he's fully ready to appreciate my gift.
Wow.
Just what an unbelievable turd. Yeah, but a great show though. That's one of the few things that you can give to him, is that it's a hell of a show. I felt like that I learned a lot watching Dark Place. I learned that women are the reason why the chicken isn't cooked faster. I also learned that you should never drink green water because it'll turn you into an ape.
You shouldn't drink green water.
You shouldn't drink green water. Don't drink the green water. You'll turn into an ape. And of course, I almost completely forgot to mention Mr. Marenghi's complete 475 books that this man has written.
Right. Yeah. It's an insane list of.
It's a ridiculous amount of books. What I also forgot to mention was his first book, Slicer, he had wrote while he was working for an advertising firm. And then he had written Black Fang which is the book about the genetically mutated mice that take over or rats that take over Parliament.
Yeah.
This man, according to him, has written more books than he has read, which
That sounds likely.
is insane to me. Like, I can't even contemplate how many books I've read myself, and yet this man can, clearly state that he has written more books than he has read, and that's something. Also fun little quote from him: the Bible, according to Mr. Garth Marenghi here, the Bible was the first horror novel. Which, not far off.
That's well, yeah. Quite a claim, but really, sure.
Another fun thing. Apparently, after the filming of Dark Place, he had gone into bankruptcy.
That sounds, yeah.
And had a mental breakdown. But again, he's doing better now, I guess. He has that new book Incarcerat out right now.
Oh, yep, totally.
As well as Terror Tome. Terror Tome's out too. He's apparently still, living his life though. He's still, doing book readings, as well as he's married and has 4 children. He's got his wife. Yeah, he's got his wife Pam and his 4 daughters, Meredith, Jocasta, Katrina, and one that has yet to be named. According to her, or according to him, excuse me. So I just love that just one is yet to be named.
Yet to be named. How old?
I that's the question, isn't it? But again, like, this show has had the potential to do fascinating things, but it just seems that it has fallen apart because of the efforts of all the people that put in the effort for this show, like from Garth to Dean Lerner. Like, for example, I found this in an interview that Rick, on the when he was filming Black Fang, he apparently had, like, this was supposed to be like the Dark Place, like, film release. Like, this was supposed to be that, and Black Fang was supposed to be it before Dark Place came about.
Oh, okay, sure.
And it was eventually shelved. And excuse me. It was eventually shelved, and here's why. And I'll read from the quote from the interview here. So Garth Marenghi states, "I left most of the admin to my then PA, Linda Scott. She sold the rights to a fledgling company, normally based in Camden, actually based in Malaga, Spain. Then they sold the rights to their parent company, who at that stage were mainly churning out Italian kung fu. They folded, and so the rights passed to a Czech animation company who did the majority of their business in Germany. And owing to financial cutbacks, it was filmed mainly on location in Croatia with a largely Hispanic cast. Furthermore, the director said he couldn't use live rats because they'd be too hard to control, so they dummied up 200 Jack Russells and then filmed them through a filter. And they looked pretty good from a distance, but then the barking started. I mean, with the best will in the world, they couldn't edit out all that yapping, which in turn meant that everything was dubbed from scratch. Regarding the lead,
So yeah, are in the TV show, and yeah, I can see that being I can see that happening for sure.
But regarding the lead, according to him, regarding the lead, I wanted Charles Bronson, but all they could cook up was some Australian chancer with a background in pantomime and porn.
Wow.
Genius. Pure genius. But yeah, at the end of the day, though, like, Dark Place as a whole is a fantastic series.
Yeah, it's really good. It's good. I recommend it. It's
Mhm.
hard to get you. I mean, you watch the re-release. It's cool to see the behind the commentary and
The commentary
some of the
gives a
shit.
lot.
Yeah,
The
and that's really the only thing that's available. So
yeah,
might as well.
the Dark Place and Luminatum is really good too. Has a whole bunch. I went through at least another hour's worth of interviews with Todd Rivers, Dean Lerner, and Garth Marenghi, and
Who are real people?
who are in fact real people who are really absolutely out of their minds. And and I also forgot to mention that I also put in the effort to watch another show. If I can get it to fit in the screen here. There we go. A show called Man to Man with Dean Lerner.
Oh, what's that like?
That is
Jesus.
a 6-episode interview show where Dean Lerner talks to titans of industry, basically.
Okay.
He and it also explains a lot of his dealings. He
Oh
apparently.
boy. Oh dear. Yeah. Do we want to know about what
Oh yeah, you're gonna
what
want to know.
Lerner got up to? Okay.
He apparently had a connection to a stock car racing team.
Oh wow. Okay, that's
Uh,
interesting.
to which uh his lead racer.
His lead racer got disappeared. Tell me.
he had gotten himself perished, or at least nearly perished.
Got it himself perished.
I fucking love that line. But yeah, he had nearly gotten himself perished, but had burned off all the skin on his knees.
Oh wow. Well, that's what happens when you race cars. Very common. Very common knee burn.
God, what was the man's name? I think it was like Steve Pisser. I think was the name. Was the
Steve
man's
Pisser?
name? Steve Pisser.
Oh yeah, I heard about Steve Pisser.
And he
was a real race car driver.
He was in fact a real race car driver, and apparently, after an investigation, it was found that his brake lines had been stripped in 12 different places. But
yeah, that happens too.
You know, it occurs.
There's wear and tear.
Break.
You can't. That's not. That doesn't indicate any kind of.
No.
You can't. No court in the world would accept that as evidence of anything.
Not at all. So, but he did that show for a little bit. He did 6 episodes of that. Garth was on, and actually, he has been doing just about as well. He had done a new movie with Todd Rivers called War of the Wasps.
Oh right, yeah. That was weird as shit.
That was some weird shit. But
no wasps in it, which is really the weirdest part. It had almost nothing to do with wasps at all. I don't know if Darth Marenghi deals a lot in metaphor. A lot of his stuff is unintelligible except only to him.
Was it subtext is for cowards?
Right, that's exactly right. Yes.
Oh shit, man. But yeah, Dean Lerner, Man to Man, and Man to Man with Dean Lerner, as well as Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. Fantastic shows. I really enjoyed them. And not that it necessarily mattered, but I also found out that Matthew Holness, the guy that's supposedly supposed to be Garth Marenghi.
Yeah, the actor. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so apparently he's directed a new movie.
Oh.
God, what was it called? It conceptually sounded really funny, and I'm trying to find it. No, not back. I could have sworn. Oh wait, Black Cab, Possum. That's what it was.
Awesome! Holy shit! Yeah, it has put me to sleep 3 times now. I
Really?
cannot pay attention to it. Can't. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it looks interesting. I've just never seen
It
it.
sure does. I've sure tried to watch it.
Pretty, just weird. And I mean,
Maybe I'll try again. I don't know.
I mean, for a guy that's on the the Office, I
Yeah.
think that maybe if he had gotten Garth Marenghi in on the bit, I think he'd probably
Might have been a little more,
yeah, probably would have been a little more
actually
accepted.
scary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
naturally.
Yeah, and also, it has the PR of, yeah.
Having Garth Marenghi's name on it, exactly.
It's like slapping Stephen King's name on something.
But let's see, any other nonsense that I wanted to mention. Just a handful of really goofy quotes that I really liked, including one that Dean Lerner said of Garth Marenghi, that not since Orson Welles has one man had so many fingers and so many pies,
Oh, yeah.
and been the chef as well, and then looked like he went and ate them all. The guy was out of control.
Wow.
The secret to his talent is that he's a flipping genius. I've worked with the greats, from Rick Astley to Maureen Lipman, and Garth is just that little bit more special. Rick Astley, huh, Dean? I mean, Dean's had his hooks in all sorts of, talking about people with, his thumbs
all
in
sorts of pies. Yeah.
I mean, Gentleman's Club to potentially killing a Hollywood starlet. The fact that he killed his own cat with a safe.
Oh Jesus, yeah.
Yeah, that was fucked up. Yeah, Dean Lerner's got some fucked up shit going. Oh, also fun thing that I didn't realize in the series about going back to Dean Lerner's character Thornton Reed. Thornton Reed lost his knees in Vietnam and a ball in Korea. Or excuse me, he lost a knee and a ball in North Korea.
A knee and a ball.
Yep, and that is the reason why he was unable to. He stopped working in surgery and he went to administration.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I'm still trying to unwrap the mystery of Madeline Wool, and that's again because there's so little written about her, and
yeah, we don't know anything about her,
yeah, we have no clue. So
and there's a lot about the production apparently we don't know. So
and a lot of things that that Garth and Dean will probably take to their graves about, like the horrible things that happened in the scenes there. But
fucked up.
Some fucked up shit. But yeah, that's the story of Garth Marenghi's Dark Place.
All right.
It's a
good job.
Really bizarre show with some really bizarre people producing and starring in it. So if you like really bizarre people doing bizarre shit, see an Ed Wood movie or go watch some Dark Place or Man to Man with Dean Lerner. Also make sure to go check out the new book from Garth Marenghi. Where is it? I think
Terror-tome?
I think
Or is the rat one?
I think it's Incarcerat and Terror-tome are both coming out simultaneously.
Oh, I thought Terror-tome was already out.
Is Terror-tome already out?
I thought it had come out, but recently, like within maybe a year or so. Yeah. Or I could be wrong. I could have just heard that it was coming out.
Oh, it came out. It came out last year.
Okay, that's what I thought.
You are correct. So this year it's in Carcerat.
Yep, that sounds correct.
I really hope that there will along with that be some release of some new Garth Marenghi television show stuff. I know he's been doing some live shows and doing some live readings.
That's pretty dope. That's pretty dope.
But that's
Yo, Heat and Sip, yeah! The Redcoats canceled your order for Terror Tome?
What?
Was there a tariff? Was there an embargo? They wouldn't ship it to America?
Apparently there was
I'm receiving a report that an issue of Terror Tome did not make its way to its purchaser.
Well, that's unfortunate. I guarantee you.
That's really too bad.
I guarantee you there was a Boston Terror Tome party where they just
threw copies of Terror Tome into the sea. Oh, that's what happened.
It's a likelihood.
Yeah. No, we can't let those Brits ship their weird books over here about books that kill people.
Those Europeans and their marquis
and their weird book ideas.
You and your imprisoned sexual deviants.
They sent a confirmation email that you did not respond to. I hope you're able to get it. I hope that this isn't like. I hope that's not like what happened to you is common or anything like that. I hope that it's not like. I hope there's not a systemic problem shipping Garth Marenghi books to America. I hope they work that out. Come on.
I would certainly hope so too. But well, I guess we'll I think we'll leave the couch and the TV here for a moment. We'll kind of take in the sights here, man. We've
yeah. What desert is this? Is this the Mojave?
I don't even know.
The Mojave Desert.
The Mojave. I honestly don't know.
Mojave Desert. Is that how you pronounce that one in America?
The Mojave.
The Mojave, yes. The Mojave, maybe.
Something like that.
Damn! It was gonna be autographed.
Really?
Yo, that sucks that there were shenanigans.
That sucks.
Damn, dude. I hate to hear about that. That blows.
That is par for Garth Marenghi, though.
Oh, yeah, that's the kind of thing Garth Marenghi would do?
That is definitely a thing that Garth Marenghi would do.
Promise autographs and then fuck over his American audience.
Indeed. But yeah, I think we'll do well here. I mean, again.
Yeah, the opposite of poggers. That sucks.
Yeah, it's definitely the opposite of poggers. That's really awful. But yeah, I think this seems to be a sustainable living spot for the meantime, and because there's nothing for miles, it seems, except for that dip sign.
Yeah. Couch in the Mojave.
Couch
in the Mojave.
Oh, man.
The Mojave Desert.
The Mojave. Sounds like Coach Z. Oh, we're going to the Mojave Desert.
Yeah.
Homestead Runner.
Oh, yeah, sure, okay, yeah, I know who that guy is. I know who Coach Z is. Yeah.
Me. I love that character, especially the way that he says "job."
Is it Jorb? Yeah.
I like.
Did they steal that? Like, did South Park do they call jobs Jorbs on South Park? I seem to recall South Park doing something similar.
Well, it's more they.
Or was it is it the same kind of accent that they're kind of aping?
I think it was just they turned it into just being incomprehensible. Like with Coach Z, he just doesn't know how things are actually pronounced.
It sounds like he's from Minnesota.
Is that a thing? He kind of has that a little bit of
A little
that
bit.
Midwest
Yeah.
twang, just a touch.
I've heard that called. I think I've heard that called light Canadian.
What?
I think I've heard that called light Canadian.
Light Canadian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
That sort of Fargo accent.
Oh yeah. Oh, don't you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that kind of northern Midwest accent in Wisconsin and Minnesota.
Yeah, is that what Coach Z sounds like?
It kind of sounds like that. It almost. Yeah, I can see that.
A little more of a caricature. Yeah.
Very much a caricature of a Midwest guy trying to act like he's from the streets.
Ah, a streetwise Midwesterner.
Mm-hmm. Who is also apparently a coach.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. This is, as always, this is a good start. This is a good season opener. I'm in.
For season 3, should everything we cover, should we approach it as though we are from a different timeline? Can we find a bunch of fake documentaries about fake things that happened and cover them as though they are real and we are from a Berenstain Bears world? Can we go totally alternate reality this season?
You know what? Considering the fact that we just nuked one reality in a sense.
Yeah, that's what we have to do. To get back, we have to nuke realities by exposing them.
Exactly. Yeah, so I'm trying to think about like where we're at right now, because we were obviously in some sort of a alternate dimensional phenomenon in the middle of the Midwest, and now we're
Todash space.
Yes. So yeah,
where people talk like Coach Z.
Everybody talks like Coach Z. But yeah, we'll have to see where we're at. Well, we'll venture around. Maybe we'll find some more microwaves or something like that. Maybe another baguette will come along and give me some fun party drugs at a rave in Montreal.
Yeah. For anyone listening, don't go to raves in Montreal.
No, it's all a front for the government to put psychedelics in your drinks and to see if they can control you while a man in another room behind a two-way mirror sits there and stares at you on a toilet that he had installed in that room.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to be in there for, like 12 hours at a time. Mm-hmm. So you can understand
not everybody wants
why he needs to have a toilet in there.
Not everybody wants to go in the bucket.
He might miss something if he gets up to go to the crapper. So he's got to have a toilet in the room with him.
You gotta have that toilet in the room, man.
He has a very hard job also. When he's not in that room, he has to get on the monitors and look at the cameras that the Patriot Act put in people's homes. And most of what people are doing that he has to watch is masturbating. So he's got a really hard job. And if he wants to crap in his own office...
He's got a really hard job there, strong man.
Yeah, he's got to watch people jerk off starting at 8:30 in the morning before he's even had his coffee. He's got to turn on his monitors and watch America jerk off.
He's already dosing acid and watching everybody else dosing.
That's right. Yeah.
He's just trying to keep up the pace.
Yeah, homes that have lysergic acid going into the tap water, and he's watching people fuck.
Mm-hmm.
You can see how it would prey on a man's psyche.
But in the reality, it's the fluoride.
Oh, yeah. Well, fluoride is derived from lysergic acid.
What?
It's part of the whole... That's the psyop. That's how they got it into our tap water.
Whoa, man.
That's how they got us all to share this hallucination we're currently living in.
I thought the fluoride just made us stupider and more docile.
No. Chaotic, aggressive. Delusional.
Interesting.
Sounds right.
Maybe we'll talk about some fluoride this season.
Yes, fluoride can suck me off. If you got city water, don't drink it. If your city water is even drinkable, that's not funny.
No, I actually live in the one area in the United States that has the safest drinking water.
Yeah, no fluoride?
Not that, but in comparison to how everybody else's water is doing, we're doing okay.
Oh, good, okay.
With what's happening in like the South and like in like Flint and things like that.
Yeah, Flint, obviously, like, holy good God.
Those motherfuckers better have some clean fucking water by now. Like, I don't know how many times that,
If you give people clean water, they won't buy it from Amazon.
If you build it, they won't buy it from Nestle.
Yeah, yes, yeah, there you go. Fuck. Yeah, so let's talk about things going on in other dimensions that will be more fun. that's what I'm saying for this season. Fuck this timeline. Jesus Christ.
I know.
Let's get the fuck out of here. Hopping off. Stop, Jane, stop this crazy thing. Was that his wife's name, Jane?
I believe his name was Jane. Yeah, Jane,
okay,
his wife.
Yeah, all right, yeah, okay. What does Mike Myers say?
Yeah, baby.
Does he say, Jane, stop this crazy thing called love?
Woman! Woman! Woman!
You know they made a TV show based on the character that is his father, played by him, talking about the conspiracy that's running the world?
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? The Triumvirate. Yeah, in Axe Murderer.
Yeah, So I Married an Axe Murderer. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
he was supposed to do a TV show as that.
He did.
Oh, he did?
Oh, no, not as the dad. He produced a TV show about the Triumvirate.
The Triumvirate?
Like, yeah, the guys that are running the world. Like, the dad talks about how, like, the Illuminati, but it's the Triumvirate, are, like, taking control of everything.
I've never heard of this.
It was a cleth. She stole my heart and my cat. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. I mean, maybe during quarantine, he put out a Netflix TV show about the Triumvirate, and played like 5 parts in it. Oh, the Pentaveret. Sorry. Yeah. Is that what it is? The Pentaveret?
Yes.
Okay.
Canadian comedy streaming television miniseries created by Mike Myers from Netflix is inspired by conspiracy theories from his 1993 film So I Married an Axe Murderer.
That's right. There you go. That's what I'm saying.
That's a deep cut.
Oh, yeah. What are we talking about? Yeah. Guys that run the world. It's the Pentaveret? Okay, now I know what I'm talking about.
But yeah, like that's bizarre.
Let's do an episode about how the Pentaveret is controlling our lives. And won't give us clean water.
Oh, those bastards. But yeah, man, I was gonna say that I think that's it for me. You got any soap stuff coming up?
Oh man, I'm gonna be at a fair in Enfield this weekend. If you if you live near Enfield, Connecticut. But other than that, CuyaDK.tv, you can find links to my Etsy and Patreon where you can get some soap, and obviously I'm also on Twitch. So
Soperific.
All that shit, yeah. Mm-hmm. Buy my soap, motherfuckers.
And of course, thought that was weird. The VODs of this live podcast can be seen on YouTube, usually the week after, or even earlier if I get around to it early enough. We are also on Spotify, where I am starting to do edited versions of the show. Thought that was weird in a audio format, a little less visual nonsense, but still the same amount of fun and the same amount of information. So if you don't feel like visual gags today, go listen to Thought That Was Weird on Spotify. The episode with Blanche Monnier, the confined woman of Poitiers, France, is up there right now. Go give it a listen. Go purchase the new Garth Marenghi book, unless
or try to,
or at least try to, unless there's
if you're gonna do that, I guess.
because of the recent embargoes on Garth Marenghi books. Thanks, Obama. Because that's totally his fault.
You know it.
Yeah. Go pick up a copy of the new Garth Marenghi book. Support his stuff. The dude's got 4 kids to feed.
And one of them yet to be named.
Well, I was gonna say maybe he can buy a name with some of the money that he gets from the proceeds from this book. But yeah, I think that's it for the night, gang. Yeah, this has been Thought That Was Weird. I've been Thrash Keishu. That has been CuyaDK. Please follow us on all of our socials. Yeah, we'll catch y'all next Tuesday. And until then, I don't know. I've been trying to think of like an outro sort of thing. I want to do like a stay weird or something dumb like that.
Until then, eat shit, Twitch TV.
And until then, eat shit, Twitch TV. Have a good night, everybody. Take care.